Do you guys want to hear something? No? You can't hear anything? Yeah, exactly. I am coming to you very bitterly on this lovely Wednesday evening that has brought me great disappointment. So hello and welcome to my mid-year freakout tag version 2 because about a week ago or so I filmed this video. Very lovely. I got a good angle. Very good lighting because I'm right in front of my light. It's also 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night, and I was like, should I read? Should I film? And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to film. And I had just finished watching someone's video, so I filmed it. It was really fun, honestly. One of my favorite videos I ever filmed, just because I love the tag, I love the questions, I loved my energy. So tell me why I go to edit it right now, and there is no audio. And I thought it was my editor at first, because I've been trying, or I am trying a new editor. I went to go check the original file on my computer, no audio. And then I went to go check the video on my camera, because surely something just got messed up in exporting. Like, I could literally lie to you right now, and because there's no audio. Like, I could tell you that I said my biggest, darkest secret in the video, and it wouldn't matter because there's no audio, no proof, no evidence. So, I really don't want to film this video. If you can you see this? This is all the books I have to talk about today. This is all the books that I did talk about in my last video, okay? It was a bigger mess last time. It was energy draining, okay? Sorry, that was my story time. I promise I'm not gonna be this bitter the entire video. I just literally, I'm so mad. It was such a good video, guys. Okay, let's just get to the tag. Best book I have read so far this year. Unfortunately, I did not have many to choose from. I'm somehow closer to the camera. I don't know how. What if now everything's okay. So yes, best book of the year. Two answers. Like I was saying though, I don't really have much to choose from. Second semester of being a senior, it's literally the best and the worst time that I've ever experienced. It's actually a book that I've forgotten that I read, a duology if you will, which sounds sketchy, but trust me, 'twas an experience. I can't wait to own these books. They are the Seven Devils duology by Laura Lamb, and I think there's another author. This is essentially a sci-fi duology. The first book, very chaotic, which is why I love it. It's very fun. It's very exciting. There's a lot of spit coming out of my mouth right now. First off, we have two people who are sent. They're part of the rebellion, and they're sent to this ship to, like, do stuff. And then when they arrive at the ship, there's three other people chilling, hijacking the ship, and they're like, hey, yo, can you stop that? We gotta get out of here. And the other people are like, no, we should kill you. And so it's just a whole mess. They end up like running from the Empire together, and it's very fun, very chaotic, and I just thoroughly loved the experience. It was very like impactful because I mean, reading wasn't the vibe, and I really loved it. I was like surprisingly reaching for it, something I had not done in a while. Also, everybody is hot, so sorry, let me just reach in my mess back there. The Poppy War, other favorite book. I now have a holy trinity of fantasy books. High fantasy, war fantasy. This one mainly set in academia though. She's in military school. It's about Rin's rise to power. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she's more so along for the ride, but I mean, she gains some power, so that's gotta count for something. It's just, R.F. Kuang's writing, this being her debut, is like insane to me because within the first 30 pages, I was so captivated. I was so drawn into the story, and I really loved the writing. And it's crazy to me that like it just gets better from here, you know, like the Dragon Republic, the Burning God, Babel, and this is where she started. I'm here for the characters and I'm here for the writing. I feel like I always have to show off my annotations. This is probably my most annotated book to date. Best sequel. Now I read some good sequels this year. The Dragon Republic, Seven Mercies, Heartstopper. None of them compare to Paint It All Red by St. Abbey. It's a different answer. Definitely different on this channel. Very different. But it was the sequel of the year. Paint It All Red is the fifth and final book in the Mind F series, which is a dark romance series about Lana Myers and her FBI boyfriend, who are in a bit of a mess. Lana is a serial killer seeking revenge upon some men that very much ruined her life. And Logan, ooh, I remembered his name. He's an FBI cop, detective, whatever, detective probably. He's a profiler. Although I thought those weren't real, so I don't know, man. I don't know what the truth is. Who is investigating the case, but then, you know, they meet very, very casually. They meet, was it a bar, a restaurant, whatever, which like you never see in books anymore. Like it's always got to be hate to love, friends to love. But anyways, we're not talking about the series. We're talking about Paint It All Red. Paint It All Red, to sum it up, is just such a good conclusion. Like it's very satisfying, which I like about romance series, because they typically have satisfying endings, and not just series, like romance books. It's just so complete, so whole for a series with semi-high stakes. I also love the side characters, and I didn't admire them as much until like the last two books, which includes this one of course. And the ending, the epilogue, really was delicious. So if you haven't read this, I would highly recommend it. There are content warnings, especially because of the like specific content of like Lana's backstory and stuff, so like really look that up. But in my opinion, Paint It All Red was the sequel. It was the ending. Like no other ending has ever come close. Next, I'm gonna actually answer this question. I know a lot of people, they avoid it, but I'm gonna answer it because I am a reread girly, okay? So we're gonna answer the question of what my favorite reread of the year was, because in the past summer, for this summer, it's only been rereads for me, so I'm having a hard time with this chair. I'm sorry. The Long Way, obviously, I talked about this in my June wrap-up, so I won't go into too much detail right now. But upon this reread, I'm going to call it my favorite because it was the reread I discovered that this was like my all-time favorite book. It's my comfort book. It's so cozy. Like that's all I could use to describe it. And even in its most intense moments, it's not that stressful, honestly. New release to read. I'm going to obviously talk about the ones that I own because I'm so excited for them that I bought them. Everything else, irrelevant. I haven't read any new releases this year, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, that's a lie. I read one. The League of Gentlewomen Witches by India Holton. This is the sequel to The Mysterious Society for Lady Scoundrels, which is part of the Dangerous Damsel series, which is a historical romance fantasy series. Essentially, it's just like all these like magical beings and romances and fun adventures. The fun adventures is my favorite part though, because I feel like it's an equal mix of like plot and romance, which I'm more accustomed to. Like I don't know if I could fully commit to a romance ATM, but The Mysterious Society, which is such a fun book, and I'm very excited to read the sequel. Also, the cover is gorgeous. Literally, the plants, the navy blue, are you kidding me? Like the statue, the house, and something along the same vibes, A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft, which is a gorgeous book as well. And I pre-ordered it because I was so excited. And I also needed the goodies, which is fun, but I don't know anything about this book. I know there's like probably like plant-based stuff in here, very nature-y something, and I know there's somewhat of a scavenger hunt. Obviously, I'm excited for this because Down Comes the Night was my book. Fun in the Sun. And then finally, Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse, guys. This is the sequel to Black Sun. I don't know if you could see it. She's up there though because she's gorgeous and I love her and I'm so excited for this. This is way heavier than Black Sun, even though it's like 100 pages less, which is kind of weird. It's not 100 pages less, it's like 50 pages less, 70 pages less. It's like a weight to me. but I'm nervous. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. New releases you're excited for in the later half of the year. Obviously have a few for you. Babel, I have 2 orders on the way. Totally unintentional, but one of them was a pre-order and I'm so excited. That one's the one that I'm going to be reading, but I'm excited for an actual like dissection of academia, I mean, in regards to like students of color and just marginalized students. But then also I secretly really love like talk of language in books, and this is literally called Babel, an arcane translation. No, this Babel or Necessity for Violence. Okay, I'm forgetting the title, but it's like the Babel Tower, right? It's about translation and language, and I'm just so excited because I love linguistics. I love linguistics. It's like a random fact about me, but I love it. So I'm really excited to read about language as well. I'm running out of breath, guys. The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim, which is the sequel to Six Crimson Cranes, which is probably my favorite fantasy book. Sorry, the strands, they're not doing it for me right now. Like, it's probably my favorite YA fantasy book. It's just so cozy and lovely. I haven't heard great things about this one though, so we're gonna ignore it. We're gonna take it out of my mind and we're gonna go into it with fresh eyes, okay? A Restless Truth, honestly, is a sequel to A Marvelous Light. Yes, I got there. Don't worry, I got there. A Marvelous Light is fun. It's cute. Not my favorite, but A Restless Truth might be, because we got gays, we got sapphics, hopefully lesbians, a murder mystery, an isolated setting. It's literally like so many good things going on in that book. I'm really excited for it. Biggest disappointment. I forgot to grab this one. Give me a sec. I have like, fortunately for how my reading year is going, I don't have that many answers to this question, but I feel like I was deceived by my brain. I feel like I shouldn't have read this when I did. I probably shouldn't reread it, because what if it confirms what is true? We've got Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I loved. So tell me why this book is kind of just fine to me. Like, it's not really anything, it didn't really do anything for me like A Good Girl's Guide did. And the reason I'm so disappointed was I was expecting 5-star. I was expecting greatness. I was expecting so much, because people say that this book is significantly better than the original, and I'm like, not you, girl. It's not you. Honestly, the fact that I don't remember anything, it speaks a million words. Like, Good Girl Bad Blood, who? I don't know. Biggest surprise. This one's another like tiny curveball. Not that much though, because you've seen me read. Okay, I couldn't reach it. You've seen me read classics before. But Romeo and Juliet, hello, by William Shakespeare, obviously. We read Hamlet during class. Like, you know what? Shakespeare's got something going on. So I picked up Romeo and Juliet as an obvious choice because I love the story already. West Side Story, one of my favorites. What else? Guys, I'm not lying to you. I know multiple Romeo and Juliet adaptations that I love. Oh no. If we're talking about star-crossed love, then Moulin Rouge too. I love Moulin Rouge. Romeo and Juliet, I'm very familiar with like the story structure, and so obviously I need to read the original source material, and oh my god, it was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really loved it. I really loved the characters, but mainly it was just so nice to like recognize the story and to understand Shakespeare. And the funny thing is, I was referencing West Side Story when I was reading this, when it should be the other way around, right? Like referencing Romeo and Juliet to compare to like the movie, the play, whatever. I think West Side Story honestly is like the best retelling I've seen of Romeo and Juliet after reading this. New fave author, Shakespeare, because Hamlet was actually pretty good too. I just really love the dramatics of it all, and there's some good lines in this. I was literally quoting Romeo and Juliet like an insufferable person for the entire month after I was reading it. It's just, there's so many iconic lines. I'm sorry. And then also R.F. Kuang, because again, I love her writing. Oh my god. The Poppy War changed my life. I'm sorry. Books that made you cry. Oh my god, I'm forgetting another book too. How am I forgetting everything? They're not like 3 very confident answers, but they're answers, okay? This is the reason why the video became a mess last time, because I'm literally grabbing books from every orifice of my room. Okay, I haven't had like a full sob this year. Like no crazy tears, okay? I think the first book was like the most confident and the other ones were like on the waterline. Maybe one escaped, but the first one I'm going to talk about is the Dragon Republic. Oh my god, this just broke my wrist. This is heavy. Annotation appreciation again. Despite me not loving this as much as like the Poppy War. Where is she? Yes. Everything just goes so wrong. Everything goes so wrong in the last 60 pages. So many things. So many people, guys. And there's one specific scene, like I was on the verge of a mental breakdown already, but then one specific scene sent me off the edge. Sent me off the edge, love. And that's when I started crying. A book that made you happy. Fortunately, Heartstopper. After a good cry, we have a good smile. Stopper is just so wholesome. It's lovely, it's fun. I read volumes 1 and 2 this year. Watched the show, did all the stuff. Most beautiful book. First, most beautiful book cover of 2022 in my personal opinion. The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School. Fortunately, a book I've already read. Fortunately, a book I gave 5 stars to. So it's beautiful on the inside as well, if you want to know. But come on now. Like, I know people aren't in love with neon covers, but I feel like neon covers, they do it for me. And literally baby pink with the yellow. But then also, I'm only going to show you the first book because I'm dumb, but I bought the Themis Files. Come on now. Literally all of them have like a design like this with like the color of the cover. Like I don't have the dust jackets on them because this is what I wanted them for. Like I was like, I knew I had to get these first. Books that I need to read by the end of the year. I'm actually already reading one of them. Oh, you know, the funny thing is I couldn't find it, but it was exactly where it should be. One of them is Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is a book I definitely wanted to read by the end of the year, just so that I could like challenge myself to actually read my classics, because I'm telling myself that I'm not going to buy more classics until I read the ones I have. And the thing is, like, I don't even have that many. Like, I'm really good at reading my classics. It would be nice to have a completely fresh collection. So this one's actually one that I bought last month, but I wanted to get to it because of the movie as well, and to just like keep up with my classics. So I already started it. It's pretty good. Quite enjoying it. Gonna continue on tonight. Alone with You in the Ether, because I'm in my literary fiction era right now. Really, I want something that's gonna melt my heart in a good way and a bad way. I don't know, but it's gonna do something to me. I also, this looks like a lot, but I want to finish my reread of the Dorothy Must Die series, because last month, as I talked about in my wrap-up, I reread Dorothy Must Die, and it was just it was so good. It's the nostalgia, it's the story, like I loved all of it. I never read the novellas when I originally read the series, so actually the next book I'm gonna read is oh god, volume 1 of the novellas. But I'm really excited to get I'm really excited to get back into the series as well. The middle 2 books honestly are just like okay to me, but I feel like the experience as a whole is gonna be something special. So, you know, we're just gonna casually add these 6 books to my TBR. Was it dumb that I bought them? Should I have just read them from the library like I originally did? Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.